Happy Friday, everybody. It's been a long and colorful week. I've been playing a lot of Arc Raiders. I would have honestly recorded some of that video for you, but a lot of it's just me like waiting to rat people. It's just me like sitting around waiting for things to happen. Not very eventful gameplay footage, so just the classic Monster Hunter slash clips of me playing, Daemon X Machina, which was actually kind of appropriate because we gotta talk about gaming news. We gotta talk about all these kinds of news, but we gotta talk about the gaming news because you gotta count our blessings, right? So, Grand Theft Auto 6, I've spoken about it in length, but to be brief, it's coming out. It's driving everybody insane. The pre-order, whatever thingy is out now. I actually see it popping up on my PlayStation, and it's like it's taking up the entire logo. Like my entire screen is just showing the six, the Roman numeral six for Grand Theft Auto. It's like, dude, I'm not getting it. Fuck out of here. I'm gonna pre-order Halo, whatever for PlayStation 5, and just gonna keep that for like if I bring friends over, we can just play that because like what the fuck? Like I have two player or whatever games on my PlayStation from my place some of my PlayStation 4 games, and like I think maybe one or two of my PlayStation 5 games have that. But it's not like a main feature that I have those kinds of games. And I think like Halo split screen especially is like the number one chill couch session, multiplayer game to have. Like if you're gonna bring friends over and like play something, that's the game to play. But Grand Theft Auto, right? Okay, so I don't want to be a hater. I really don't because I understand what it's like to, be all rose glasses and optimistic, looking towards the future release of your game that you anticipated for so long. Everybody has more or less. Like I honestly don't even know the difference of what it would have been on. Like besides like it not being in 4K, like what difference would it have been made if it came out at like the very end of PlayStation 4 versus just on the PlayStation 5 rather than just like the graphics and like the size of the world. I don't really think it's going to be that much different. But like people are deluding themselves. They're like, "No, it had to be for the PlayStation 5 slash Xbox Series X. It's not even coming out for the PC, right?" Ah, shit. And speaking of PC, now I've been going through video after video, and this is probably why I'm coming out with this video right now because I didn't want to make a video and then I have to make another video the next day to like correct the data or whatever. I wanted to like get uh, the readings and the analytics straight. So from what I'm seeing, the Steam machine is not a 4K 60 piece of hardware. And there's two limiting factors to this. One is power supply. So like on paper, it has DDR5 RAM. It has a Zen 4, or I think yeah Zen 4 equivalent architecture, AMD CPU, but it underperforms. And worse yet, it's using, get this, not only an upscaler, FSR as they call it for AMD. I don't know if AMD uses DLSS. I think DLSS is very much an NVIDIA plugin for their workaround for AI upscaling to higher resolutions or for better frame rates, etc., etc. Um, I've always had a problem with the AMD cards. Now, they're not bad cards, mind you. They're powerful cards, but you have to develop around them. Like Monster Hunter, and that's why I'm showing this game, was actually developed using an AMD card. And one of the YouTubers I subscribe to, Dear Gamer, he uses an AMD card rather than an NVIDIA card. And another friend of mine, Amatsu Gaming, he uses an NVIDIA card, and he has a very, very powerful rig. And the amount of times I've seen his game crash versus Dear Gamer, I think I've seen it once or twice on Dear Gamer, but I don't know if it's on his newer hardware. But it's like It was made around that hardware. Now, take that and extend it to the Steam machine. Nobody's using DDR memory. No games out there are leveraging that like extra bandwidth, that extra speed or anything. It's all getting bottlenecked on the CPU, and the CPU is like upgraded and stuff. But then, like I said, aforementioned, like if you're not going to be supplying it with 1,000 plus, like what's the point, right? And then the argument is, oh, if you go over 1,000, then you're going to 1,000 watts. By the way, if you're going over 1,000, you're going into the PC territory, so you might as well just get a PC. And it's just like, well, fuck that, man. Count your blessings that you did not buy that thing, and I was looking forward to it too. Like, not like to get it, but as like an additional console on the market. So, is it going to run Grand Theft Auto 6? No, no, I don't think so. Maybe down the road because Gabe is an engineer, right? Gabe Newell is an engineer. He's a smart dude. Um, 8 gigs of video memory is fucking disgusting. Mind you, if they're going to be like have the ability to port Grand Theft Auto 6 to the Switch 2, which I doubt, then it will come most likely on the Steam machine. Oh, and there's a new price increase for the Xbox consoles. Yo, Asha Sharma's going like fucking buck wild. She's like firing all these SJWs. People are like losing their minds. It's across board too. Like, I think these consoles, these companies, they talk to each other, man. Xbox be talking to the PlayStation, be talking to Steam or PC or whatever, like Nintendo, and they're just saying like, look, we can't do this. We can't like get this ESG dollars where we're losing money from our customer base. We're tired of like telling these people what to do all the time and shit, which is a shame. I don't mind female representation. Like I like Ghosts of Yote. Mind you, I don't really like the difficulty of that game. I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna make like a review of it. Um, to like address it and the go. What is it? The Legends mode that Ghosts of Yote has, which is very lackluster to me. I'll address that in like a little mini review, but like that's for a different time, right? And also like even though, and I praise the Steam Machine for having this. There is the ability to upgrade the RAM, which is really cool for a console, right? So most likely, if they don't get Grand Theft Auto 6, they're gonna have to come out heavy hitting with like Half-Life 3, Team Fortress, whatever, the next Left 4 Dead 3, Portal 3, like all the big ones, the big names, just to like catch up to like the I would say 8 9 month gap. I'm gonna have to push my game back from being released from 6 months to something like 9 months. This is getting ridiculous. Like I've seen the numbers. There's no way. Like this is the annoying thing, right? There's gonna be streamers, like people making guides and like where I can find this like vehicle or outfit or whatever for like half a year, if not more, trying to get these videos out as soon as possible to get that viral, viewership, to get all those views, milk all those views. It's goddamn parasitism at its finest. I don't know. Can't hate the hustle, right? But it's like you know it's coming, right? And then for the next 3 months after that, it's just the RP servers because it's like, oh, you gotta count your blessings, dude. See, Grand Theft Auto, not only is it coming out, it's coming out like, $100 plus, right? Sorry, 80 American, and I think like 100 plus if you want the special edition, so it's like 150 something. Or I think 130 something actually here, Canadian. I checked. Okay, this is what they're doing. They're giving you something called Grand Theft Auto Plus. This is like, subscription service to like access this like extra stuff inside the game. Inside the game. No, there's no multiplayer. Just inside the game. That's right. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. Can you imagine that? Like, and I thought DLCs were bad. Like, this is just taking it to the next level. Like, look at what it's become, you know? Like, when we heard about, like, these testimonies from the developers and, like, the game director, this game isn't necessarily, worth, like, 79.99. It's like $100, you know? It's too much value. It's way too much value for you.
We got this.
I didn't know he was being that serious about it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Steam machine, the increase, the increase in prices across the board, not only on consoles but the services as well, and also like the lackluster nature of the Steam machine being 8 gigs of VRAM, like that is fucking ridiculous. Like for the amount of money that you're paying for a console that's coming out now, like there's nothing that's like leveraging. Like here's the thing about these consoles, right? They, well, I know that the PlayStation 5 has this, right? I think the Xbox has something equivalent to it. They can convert some of the RAM that they have into VRAM. That's one of the qualities of this console, like the thing that it can do differently. And then for the PlayStation, and I think the Xbox Series X has this, it can also leverage like a really fast SSD, and like that speed also like factors into like load times, and, save times, all that, right? It makes the console like extremely fast, extremely fast. Like I don't think, and I know I'm sounding like naive by saying this, I don't think I'll ever stop enjoy myself playing this console. It's such a step up from PlayStation 4. It's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. And it's not even the Pro model. It's not even the Pro model. Pro model has like better reflections, this and that, ray trace and all that stuff. It's amazing. But what do you get with a Steam machine? Okay, the RAM is incredible. DDR5, yes, 16 gigs, amazing. Like that's future proof, right? But that's only RAM, right? Like you can't convert that into VRAM unless you force the tasks onto the VRAM. You have to make games specifically, coded for that. And if you don't, well, you're gonna wind up with, dude. When I saw those frame rates, for the Steam machine, it made me like realize something. Like, there's a level of hatred and contempt for the user base, the customer, the people who are buying these products that I did not even predict, did not see what was, coming to be, right? Like, I was under the assumption that Valve was a very big company. Boy, was I ever wrong. This shit. Oh my god, dude. Count your blessings. Count your blessings. Because you know what? And I blame Logan Paul and Johnny Somali because Japan has increased the tourist visa by 400%. The price, I mean, sorry, of the tourist visa by 400%. Can you believe that shit? Like, you want to go visit Japan? Oh, well, you gotta pay up. And it's most likely gonna increase again because it's like, I think it's more or less a deterrent to get people to get the fuck out of the country. Whether it's like Americans or like, rude ass, like anybody from any other country just coming in and wiping their ass on their fucking, sacred land and shit. Because they think of it as sacred and shit, right? And it's their only country. And even though Japanese people can be reasonable with you. Like you go into their country and you start shit like that and you do shit like that. Like that's why Nintendo started increasing the price. Like I think Nintendo. This is gonna sound crazy, but like hear me out. I think Nintendo was like the pioneer of go fuck yourself and like directing it towards the North American market and shit. And then like everybody just like decided to copy Nintendo because everybody was like, wait, can this work? Nintendo's gonna go out of business, right? Can this work? And it worked, and then everybody just copied Nintendo. It's kind of like how like Xbox was like making everybody like pay for like their online service, and it's like Sony's just like, wait, you mean you can actually do that? And then everybody just started copying the Nintendo too. Oh man, count your blessings. As I remember back in the day, there was a time where you can play online games for free. Yeah, those are the days. With voice chat and everything. It's fucking fucking ridiculous. But you know what? There was like a massive earthquake in Venezuela, and it's like something like 1,000 around, like roughly about 1,000 confirmed dead so far, if not more, and then several thousand missing. One of the most humanitarian worst disasters to happen in our lifetime. Yeah, be thankful that you're not living out there. My parents, my Guyanese parents, they're not there. They're over here in Canada, raising me. Like their 40-year-old man, child, son. And then like Iran has become history because the IRGC, you know, doesn't want to back down. Doesn't want to accept the deals. It wants its nuclear missile. It wants its baby bottle. And I have a theory behind that. You see, I think I understand why Hassan's so mad all the time, and by extension, why like some Turkish people are angry so much because nobody told me about this, but Turkey apparently has taken in the most, right? Islamic immigrants, as in refugees, as in refugees, whatever you want to call them, right? The most likely the legitimate ones, like the girls and stuff, in their countries, and they've reached like a breaking point to the point where they can't hold them anymore. And on top of that, like there's like riots and all that shit. Suddenly, this idea of this Islamic expansion is less me seeing it as like a conquest and more or like a do or die situation. It's like a survivalist mechanism. And I don't really harbor any ill will towards them against that because we gotta talk about that guy in the airport, right? Who close fist punched those two female police officers. One was like bleeding out of her nose and stuff. There was like a testimony from one of them. And apparently she's like living with like the whole psychological like trauma of, being like, being basically shown up in your job. Like shown as you're incompetent or like, you're a liability or something like that along those lines because you allowed this perpetrator to, overpower you and like you were crying and this and that, on video. Hysteric. Right? And she's like, I'm not gonna let you make me live in fear. I'm going to, keep going back to work and like, doing the best I can do, I guess. Alright? It's getting 3.5 years. Now, most people will say, yeah, that's a extremely short amount of time. There's probably guys who like, made mean posts and they, got more time in jail. But to that I say, they're most likely gonna like add on time. Like they're doing it with Vikram Digwa anyway. Like everybody's talking about, even in America, they're talking about they gotta add on more time to his jail sentence. Getting raped every day. It's just like, oh yeah, he was NPC, and then he got taken out. I guess I don't know. Do I care if he, is playing with his friends in jail? It's all fun. It's all fun and games, mate. Oh man. Oh shit, I forgot to talk about that rehab room video. I'll make another video. Whatever. I'll make a video talking about that because, I just forgot. Take care, everybody.